So I find when I'm doing marriage counselling, that's one of the big ones that I'm tackling, trust, because usually there's broken trust on both sides and nobody's really got specific about it.
We're all good. Sean's good. I'm good. You guys are good.
I'm good.
All right. Dale and Gina, how are you guys doing this afternoon?
Yeah, good, mate.
Very good, thanks.
Well, I've been sort of nervously looking forward to this one. So,
What are you nervous about?
well, look, you know,
What's wrong?
I've said this on here a few times. If I was going through school these days, I'd have several letters after my name because, you know, I'm like a combination of ADHD, OCD, and lazy. So I want to do a lot of stuff, but I can't be bothered. For anybody that's watching this probably won't have seen your faces. Unlike some of the guests on here, you guys what you do is a little bit more one-on-one. But today we're talking about mental health and all sorts of stuff with psychology and therapy and all sorts of cool things. And you guys are both doing all of that. And I just kind of want to work out how you work out who wins a fight. Because it's like, you've both got
I can't
the tools.
win anything, mate.
Oh, there you go.
I'm married
The
to a
woman
therapist.
is the head, always.
Well, there you go.
Remember the movie?
Yes, well, and life. Life has taught us all that. But no, on a serious note, like mental health is a big thing, and it's been a topic that we've covered on here a few times in a lot of different kind of ways. And I thought that having you guys come on, especially together, would be just a really interesting take on it. You know, to sort of see like what Australia's going through. I mean, on a bigger picture. But also down to the individuals, whether it be in their personal lives and relationships or work life or just life in general. But I mean, if you guys want to give us a little bit of a introduction to what you do, well, I guess we'll kick it off and just see where it goes.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Yeah.
I'm a psychologist. I've been working mainly in schools for the last 28 years. So I work at in a Lutheran school out on the peninsula. So I've been working there for about 18 years. So doing a lot of work with adolescents. And but then I got my psych training, which I sort of segued into about 5-6 years ago, and work in private practice as well with adults. And so sort of across the spectrum in working in all sorts of things with adult clients. And it's a bit different than working with adolescents. They're sort of in the moment.
Yeah.
So very much... a lot of stuff that they're going through. There's a lot of stuff that adolescents have to deal with now that we maybe didn't have to deal with a long time ago. So,
for sure.
Yeah, there's so much going on with what they have to manage, and with broken families and technology, substances, and just dealing with relationships and dealing with life. It's pretty hard.
Yeah, technology. I mean, social media. The drugs are obviously a lot more available now. When we came up, you'd be smoking joints and billies and stuff like that. But I have no qualms in saying that I've never done anything further than that, honestly, because it scares the shit out of me. It's just never. I'm like a control freak. I've always been a control freak, so I don't never had to deal with any of that issue. But I mean, it's everywhere. Really, really readily available, I would say, today.
Yeah, and a lot more potent, really, than maybe what we had available back in the day.
And being mixed with some harsh stuff, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Fentanyl was, I mean, I'm sure that was probably in the medical pain 20 years ago. Well, I mean, I don't know, I'm pulling numbers out of my head, but, I mean, that was a medical thing for pain killing, like patches or something in America, at least, anyway. But that's obviously a lot more hectic today, and so the pressures of social media, and I think there's a baseline that we all probably dealt with, of guys being good at sports and girls looking good for the prom or Friday night. That's always been there, but the pressures now, it's not just who says it to your face. It's however many hundreds of people are watching your account or thousands of people watching your account online.
How many streams you get, how many likes you get. So there's a lot going on for young people.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
and you get them when they're older. You
Get the married ones.
yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I do a lot of marriage counselling, and I absolutely love it because it's very challenging.
Yes.
You've got him and you've got her. You've got the thing in between.
Yeah.
And a lot goes on with marriage counselling. I find it really challenging, but I think that the stuff that I've got is so good. You know, we can get to the sort of nitty-gritty pretty quickly, and guys actually like that
Oh, yeah.
because they don't want a lot of waffle. They don't want to be just sitting there having a friendly chat.
Yeah.
They're not interested in that.
Yeah,
And neither am
okay.
I,
I can
quite
agree with
frankly.
that, right? Yeah.
Neither am I. So I really love it because we get to the issue pretty quick,
Yeah.
and then they have to decide if they're going to do some work or not.
Okay.
And so then the ball's in their court.
Yeah.
And but I do find it's people friendly. You know, people understand the stuff. It's common sense, and people can just pick it up and run with it. And
Right.
they go, "Oh wow, I never knew that." And you know, you've got the dynamic between the two of them,
Yeah.
which is I call unbearable feelings, which is the buttons and the bruises that they're both pushing in each other. And I find that is the main culprit for most couples. You know, communication doesn't really cut it when you've got a bruise being pushed.
Yeah.
Because nobody's communicating. They're shutting down or they're getting angry.
Yeah.
And so we've healed our bruises. And so your question earlier, how do we do, you know, sort things out? Well, when we've healed our bruises, we're not going to shut down, we're not going to get angry, we're going to negotiate.
Yeah,
And that's
okay.
really what all couples need to do, and they don't actually do it.
Working out how to negotiate with your partner.
Yes. And what we say is sometimes you bring some guys have got to, I say to them, bring your professional brain into your marriage or your relationship because you do it all day at work. You just don't do it when you get home. And so it's a problem.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I've been told I bring too much of my work attitude home. You know, that's been a bit of a challenge for me because it's like, you know, I'm around, you know, metal and guys and, you know, it's like I probably need to leave a bit more at work. You know, when I come home, I need to sort of learn how to soften up, you know, a little bit. But the analytical part of problem solving, I get that, you know, bringing that home and trying to take that aspect to it. That's kind of cool.
Because otherwise, if you can't say what you want or you don't know what you want, how are you going to express that to the other person? And if they don't do the same, you're no further ahead.
Yeah.
Nothing is actually getting sorted if you can't be honest and you can't say what it is you want.
Yeah.
And no one's getting honest, and then someone has their way at the expense of the other person,
Yeah.
and that doesn't work because that causes a lot of resentment and what I call pretend agreements. So, marriage counselling is just fascinating. You know, you've got lots of different personalities and lots of layers to it because you can have parenting issues, you can have anger issues, you can have addiction issues, you can have grief issues. There is just so much in it.
Yeah.
There's so many layers. And my job is really to work out, well, what's the first rung here
Yeah.
for all of this? You
'Cause-
know, where do we start?
Well, if you've got someone that you're talking to, that I mean, I guess this is like for yours with the kids as well, because as much as they're younger, they've obviously they've got you know the whether they're 15 or 50, like 100% of your life is 100% of your life. So you know their experiences as well. It's like if you've got whether it's an individual or a couple or whatever that has multiple layers of stuff, you know, there's the what would you call it, like past trauma from years gone by that may be affecting
Yes,
something today,
yes,
and you know you get to the point where you just go, oh look, that was forever ago, you know, push it down, suppress and all that sort of stuff, and have those underlying feelings or memories or you know traumas affecting your thinking now.
yes, absolutely. And we call them echoes, where it's an echo from the past, but it's coming into today.
Yeah.
But it's not actually about today. It's about
Yeah.
another time and place that thing happened, but your subconscious hasn't been able to switch off or turn off from that. It doesn't know how. We have to actually teach it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's good to know that, isn't it, when there's an echo hitting you? It's like when you're at the beach, you know, and you're looking out at somebody, watching them swim, and someone's calling you from the bank. You turn around. That wave just knocks you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here you are fighting for your life almost. You
Yeah.
know, you're not swimming. You're just sort of...
Well, it feels like it. Feels
That's what an echo feels like.
Yeah.
It just whacks you. And so sometimes that happens, you know, like a trauma from the past will all of a sudden just come into the relationship today. And it's not about this person, They
Yeah.
haven't done you wrong.
Yeah.
They haven't broken your trust, or they haven't done it, but the last person did.
Yeah, okay.
You see, so that needs to stay there.
And how do you go?
That's-
I mean, obviously, from the couple's point of view, when you're dealing with, say, husband and wife, and there's, you know, like if I'm in a relationship and I'm bringing, this is hard because I don't really have any old traumas, but like if I was bringing something from a past relationship, like a trust issue or a, you know, I don't know, whatever it is that when, you know, you can't let go of a relationship or a memory just echoes and, you know, goes around in your head, like, and you can't get off that ride. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, do you, because I mean, for me, I've always kind of been a bit of a, you know, like, okay, well, that sucked. What's next? You know, but I guess when there's, what is it? Emotional anchoring. So when something happens and there's a big emotion attached to it, like it latches on a lot harder.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, like, what's the process to you get a couple in there and you're like, this is a problem, or you uncover, you know, you peel the banana or peel the layers of the onion back and you find that history thing. Like, how do you even start with something like that?
Well, if it's an echo, you are going to be, first of all, telling your feelings to sit down and shut up,
Right.
because it's not about today. Your feelings are lying to you. So this person is not doing that to you. It was the last person. So your feelings are lying to you. So that's the first step.
Okay.
You've got to actually tell your feelings, don't you? Sit down and shut up. No, they are not rejecting you. You were rejected by your dad 20 years ago. It's not the same thing.
Right. Okay.
And I find that emotion-based reasoning is a lot of problem today with young people.
Okay.
They go with all their feelings.
Yeah, they've never been taught to sort of
No,
go against
discount
yourself
them.
or discount your feelings
Yeah.
and sort of deny them. You're sort of taught to sort of believe them or, you know, go with your feelings.
Yeah.
You know, so in society today, we need to recognise that, you know, not every feeling you have is reporting reality.
Right.
That's right.
Your feelings can actually distort reality,
Yeah.
or you can create your own reality.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, a lot
that-
of people do, you know.
Do you think that's because of this whole period of time that we went through with this, like, sort of woke participation trophy, everybody's a special little unicorn kind of mentality?
Yeah, that sort of came out of the probably Seligman and the self-worth thing maybe and self-esteem thing got too much traction. I think there's still some importance in that you still need to have a good understanding of yourself, know who you are, and get your self-esteem in the right place.
Yeah.
You still need that.
Yeah, for sure.
But everyone wins a prize. That's not reality.
No.
And I don't think we're setting people up the right way. Say
Not for success after
not for
school.
success. Well, in some schools, it's like they have this whole way of grading now that no one gets a D or an E. It's like it's like hot, warm, cool, or cold. It's a really strange way of grading, but then they go from that into high school and it's back to the normal grading. So we give them a soft landing, say in primary school, but then reality dawns. They're not set up well, you know.
It's like that's like the where they don't keep score at like footy and stuff. It's like
So
they know who won.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like they can count to 3 or 4 or whatever the score is. You know, like
So
it's-
we're
you're
not preparing them well,
No.
really, Ben.
No.
We're not preparing young people well. You've got to teach them resilience and how to actually take some knocks and
how to cope
Yeah.
with
and
disappointment and failure.
life is not always fair.
that whole thing with
Life is not fair sometimes. you
yeah,
know?
it seems
And you're
more
gonna-
like the parents are the ones being protected from having to tell the kid they suck.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because the kids can count. Like, if you're playing soccer and the other team scores 5 goals and you don't score, you're not walking off going, "Oh, gee, I wonder who won." Like,
No.
you know what I mean? Like,
There's
You
no
know.
common sense there.
well, that's what I mean.
That's
It's
what I
like
mean. Common
the parents are going like, "Oh no, nobody won,"
Oh.
because you don't want to tell your kid that,
Yeah.
like, yeah, your team sucks.
Because
Like,
you don't want your kid to have a tantrum because they're disappointed.
that's right, because then they're
Well-
worried they're going to have a tantrum because nobody's getting a
That's
smacked ass anymore.
Well, let them have a tantrum, I say.
yeah, well,
And
they're-
let them get used to it.
yeah,
The earlier they do, the better.
yeah, absolutely.
That's what I used to tell my
Absolutely.
kids. When they said, "It's not fair, Mum," I said, "No, it's absolutely not. Get used to it."
No, it's not fair. Like, it's like that whole thing is like finally starting to go away, and that like the parents are starting to go, well, have your tantrum. You're the one that looks like an idiot. Like nobody's looking at me going, you know, like if you want to do it. Or I'm still old school. Like my kids all got a smack on the bum. Nobody got belted.
No.
You know, like I come up and got got dad's belt, and he wasn't a little fella either. So that belt was like 2 inches tall. But there's nothing wrong with me from that point of view. I'm like,
You survived it?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he put the fear of God into me a couple of times, but it kept me out of a lot of trouble because it was like you'd be sitting there going, yeah, no, Dad will kill me. I better not do that.
There's a good boundary.
Yeah. It's like there's two things. We said this not that long ago. There's like two things in kids that keep them on the straight and narrow, and it's a good moral compass or a good healthy fear of repercussions.
Yes.
You know, and I just don't think there's enough of either of them these days
I
in
agree.
kids.
Well, the
I
thing
agree.
about discipline is a child should know what's coming,
A smack, they should know. Yeah,
and they
it's-
should know, but it should never be done in anger. And
No.
it should, because it's too easy to become abusive. But I think we've gone too far, probably the other way now, where parents are too afraid of being labelled abusive or labelled aggressive.
Yeah.
And so everything's been pigeonholed now. No, you can't smack your child.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you'll be up before child safety.
Yeah.
You know.
So I used to say to my kids, if you do that again, then this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And there's a consequence, or there's a little smack,
Yeah.
or something. And they knew.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with the not doing it in anger though, because especially as adults, like I mean, I would assume it doesn't take much to do damage, like actual damage.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
if
absolutely.
you're in anger, and you got that kind
Physical, emotional.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there's a lot of damage that does happen to children.
Yeah.
You know, in the family environment, with people that just don't have control of their emotions.
yeah.
And anger's a major problem in society.
Do you think that? I mean, obviously, divorce is, you know, up the. I would assume, like mental health is substantially up. You know, if we're talking even 20, 30 years ago, like these sorts of conversations weren't being had in the 80s and early 90s. Not like they are now. I don't think that's just because people weren't talking. I think it's just it wasn't there as much. You know, like there was a lot of that era of like my old man and his parents. There was a lot more just get out and get it done.
That's right.
Like don't sit there and wallow in that emotion and go, yeah, okay, it sucks,
Self-pity.
but keep going. Yeah. You know, I think people have been allowed so much more to pity themselves in
And a
their
victimhood
situation.
mentality.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't actually work.
No. But how do you change that on more than a one at a time sort of level?
Yeah. Well, it comes down to the parents first,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
then sorting the kids out. And then hopefully from that we get good societies
Yeah.
and kids that have actually got boundaries and consequences and have integrity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you can't even have your say, what is the point? You know, people take everything so personally that you can't even have an opinion now.
No.
It's just getting so ridiculous. Like even our kids have said to us, oh, God, you can't say that. And you can't say that. I said, I can say what I like. If somebody's offended, they will let me know.
Yeah.
And I will change it. I won't say anything to them.
Yeah.
But if they don't tell me, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
Their job is to be honest and come and say, I was offended when you said that. And I say, absolutely won't say that to you again. If I know that offends you, I will not do it.
Yeah.
But it's not the same for everybody. Somebody else is not going to get offended about that comment.
No.
Not everybody will. So why are we just lumping everybody in to the one thing?
It's that. I think you're right, though. It's that kind of victim mentality. It's it's the same thing when you've got someone of whatever different persuasion or heritage or whatever, and if they're acting like a dickhead, and you call them a dickhead. It's like
It's true.
they might turn around and be like, oh, you racist against my whatever. I don't care if you're a black trans Jewish dwarf. You're a dickhead. None of that other stuff has anything to do with the fact that you're being a dickhead.
exactly. And why does the sexuality always have to come into everything
That's
these
right.
days?
Well, why
don't go around
anything
saying,
of
I'm,
that?
you know, I'm this and I'm that?
Yeah.
Why does that have to come into everything?
Yeah, but why does any of it? Why the race, like the lot of it?
Yeah,
It's like this.
exactly.
Everybody's got this butthurt mentality, and it's like they'll latch onto something because they don't want to be called out on the thing that they actually did. So they add all that other crap to it to try and make you feel bad. And then, you know, but then you get people like me who just go, you're a dickhead. Like, you know, I don't care where you're from or what you believe or who you pray to or what your heritage is.
Well, sometimes you just got to call it out, don't you?
Yeah.
You know? And
Absolutely.
what they do with it is up to them.
Yeah.
You know, we're too, you know, we tiptoe around things sometimes, you know, we don't, you know, for whatever you think of Trump, you know, everyone's got their own opinion, but he does call things out. Not.
He does.
We probably won't go too far down that, but he can call a spade. You know, he calls lots of things, but sometimes we've just got to call things out for what it is.
Didn't he have? Who did he call out the other day? Was it Rudd? He was over there. Said something.
Well,
said something
he was
Rudd.
there with Albanese.
He was sitting with Albanese, but then Rudd said something, and he's like, "I'm not going to like you." All right, well, something like that.
Well, it was about someone said, Rudd, this person, he didn't know Rudd was in the meeting.
Right.
He was there.
Yeah.
And one of the reporters said, did you know that he's the ambassador? The ambassador said some not nice things about you.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, who is he? Where is he?
Yeah.
He didn't even know what he looked like.
Right.
So, and then Albanese was sitting next to him. He said, well, there he is.
Yeah.
He sort of throws him under the bus, maybe.
Yeah.
I said, there he is. And he goes, did you say some things? He goes, well, I did before.
Yeah.
He tried to weasel out of it or get out of it. And then
Typical Australian.
and
Prime Minister.
then Trump says, you know, I don't think I'll like you. And
Yeah.
I probably never will.
That's right. That's awesome. I mean, but fuck, of all people to have over there as Australia's ambassador, and you got that turkey.
Anyway.
Anyway, but yeah, like
Let's not get too political.
No. But so, like, mental health, I mean, in general, comes in, oh God, I mean, every walk of life, whether it's relationships or work or...
It affects everything.
Yeah, but I know I see you guys have got some notes down here. So what are we talking about? what are we going through here? What do you got going on?
Well, we got heaps we can talk about, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
But what we've got here is what is normal. Because
Right.
people don't know what's normal.
I'd be definitely the last one to tell you what was normal. So this will probably be good for me.
What's normal about mental health? Because a lot of people will, if you ask them about mental health, they'll rattle off depression or anxiety or addiction or, you know, a whole range of, you know, bipolar or, you know, OCD or whatever. All the, you know, disorders, they can... But if you ask them, okay, what does good mental health look like? You might hear crickets.
Yeah,
You know, people don't really know what, you know, where the middle of the road is. How do you know when you're getting off the road and into the weeds, you know, and getting lost out there mentally and emotionally? And how do you stay on the road of life and actually make a good go of it? Because a lot of us are not making a good go of it out there. So we're just looking at a few basic principles, really,
Of what's normal.
of what's normal. What's
And
normal.
we have to credit David Riddell with what we were using because it's his stuff.
Right.
And he's in New Zealand and he's a psychotherapist.
He's a counsellor,
And-
author, trainer. He's probably got about 60,000 hours of counselling under his belt. Yeah, no, and he's been doing like mental and emotional health. They've called living wisdom schools, or they're just basically training in good life skills, mental and emotional health.
Yeah.
You know, common sense sort of stuff. He's been doing that for probably 40 years. You know.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? It's like the common sense isn't
That
all that common.
That's
Yeah.
right. Exactly. And that's basically what he does. It's common sense, but nobody's hearing it anymore. So that's why he wrote the 12 fundamentals, what is actually normal. How do you know when you're doing stink thinking or good thinking?
Stink thinking.
Yes.
Stink thinking.
That's different, right? Okay.
So he calls it stinky thinking
Right, okay.
because stinky thinking is going to get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
In your finances,
yeah.
in your relationship, in your parenting, in all sorts of things. So we need to know that we've got good thinking, that then we're going to have good relationships.
Yeah.
We're going to have good parenting skills. don't we?
Yep.
And all of that. So that's what he does. He just says, okay, this is the 12 fundamentals. This is what's normal. So you know when you cross the line from stinky thinking into healthy thinking or vice versa.
Yeah, I've definitely done some spiralling over the time. So
I think we all have.
Yeah.
We've all done that. We're not immune to it, either
No,
Gina or
that's
myself.
right.
And we're not perfect, but we're doing our best to sort of get these things in order so that you're not a hypocrite. You're actually, you're working on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's about, doing the hard work.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want that.
No, it's very easy to throw your hands up and go like, I don't want to deal with this shit right now.
Yeah.
Like, and try and have a time out or whatever. But what do you got? What do you got going on?
Okay, so number one, good key for good mental health would be understanding trust.
Okay.
Because not everybody understands trust or how to know who to trust
Right.
and how to actually work that out. So I find when I'm doing marriage counselling, that's one of the big ones that I'm tackling, trust, because usually there's broken trust on both sides and nobody's really got specific about it.
What's broken? I mean, obviously, when you say broken trust, I automatically think someone's cheated or
Absolutely.
or whatever.
Yep.
But
That's a big one.
That's a big one, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had an
But-
affair or gone outside the marriage or looking at porn or doing something that,
Yeah.
the other person doesn't agree with.
Yeah.
And so they've violated one of their boundaries.
Yeah.
And what I find is if they don't know how to restore the trust, it never gets sorted.
Yeah.
And there is a way to restore it. So I usually have to say to the person that's been offended, what do you need from him or her to earn your trust back? Specifically, what does that look like? Because women are not very good at being specific. Men are. Men know exactly what they need usually, but women have got no idea.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
usually have to help them work that out. And we get a list and we say, okay, this is your contract now. This is what you've got to do. See you over time, under pressure. See if you can earn the trust back.
Do
And
you see a lot of that? Like couples that someone's cheated and they're trying to work through it?
yeah, absolutely.
God, I'd be just like, get the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
shit, like,
Oh, absolutely.
there's a zero tolerance on my side for that stuff.
Yeah, well, that is a deal breaker for you then.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, but not
Oh,
for
yeah.
everyone.
No.
And not every affair means that the marriage has to sort of fold or the
Right.
relationship's over. There can be a way back, and there's generally always a reason sometimes.
And usually you find there's faults on both sides. And so when you actually really delve into it, it's not just always his fault or her fault. They're both contributing somewhere. So trust is a big deal in mental health, and we have to teach our kids to know who can they trust and how will they know.
Yeah.
Because what we do is we either do one or the other. We're naive with trust and we get chewed up and ripped off and spat out and whatever.
Yeah.
Because we trust everybody.
Yep.
And that doesn't work. And then we get so angry that we go over the other side to cynical trust, where we don't trust anybody. And now we've got our walls right up and, we're sceptical and we're cynical of everybody and everything.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work either. So you've got to get a balance. And we have a list, of what you've got to look for. So, for example, it might be what's their track record?
Fair call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if their track record is good and they haven't cheated in the last 10 years or 20 years, more than likely they'll never do it there.
Yeah.
And if they've got a partner that's been over-sceptical, well, they need to stop doing that because actually this person is trustworthy because they haven't done it or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
if you start a relationship and the bird you're seeing's cheating on a partner, it's like it's not a good sign.
Probably not of,
not starting at a good place.
history can repeat itself.
Yeah.
Is a
Yeah.
good predictor sometimes. What they're, still doing can be a predictor of what you're going to be walking into. So,
Yeah.
it can be a red flag, but, some people ignore those, because love is blind.
Yeah.
So the key is that
But
everybody...
marriage is a big eye-opener.
Yeah.
Everybody's trustworthy in some areas, but not all.
Okay.
So, you don't want to not trust them where you can trust them. Like I can trust him to work on a car
Right.
and fix it and I know I'm safe.
Right.
I might not trust him cooking me a roast. I don't know how to go with that. Not really sure, right?
Right.
So, there's different
I don't
areas.
even know
I'm not
whether
going
I've
to
cooked you
throw
a
him
roast.
all out because he just can't cook
Yeah.
a roast.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I've got to try and cook a roast.
So, so that's why I say, well, look, you can trust this person in that area, that area, that area. Let's just work on the areas that you can't.
Right.
Let's just get that sorted. You
Okay.
don't have to be cynical about everything,
No, that makes sense.
okay?
That makes sense.
So trust is a big deal in mental health.
Yeah.
And most people don't know. So track record is one thing.
Another thing is
And-
like with trust is, can that person take correction?
Yes, that's a big
Yeah.
one.
That's a big one. I've had to do some work with our daughters around that, but just getting them to know that, ask this question, if you really want to know whether this person's safe or not, because you need to know whether they're safe. So ask them a question around a behaviour that you're not happy with, and whether they are able to look at changing that.
Yeah.
Watch their response.
Watch their response to that actual challenge.
Because if they get angry or shut down or say, oh, what, go on. That's
or
not
they try and
trustworthy.
gaslight you and make you the problem,
Yeah.
then that's a red flag because they're not able to take correction, or they're taking it too personally, or turning it back on you and dumping it back on you and saying, no, what are you talking about? That's not a problem. It's just me, or, I can't change that. It's just, that's how I am. I think you just have to accept it.
Yeah, I think I've been guilty of that. Like I can go into like defense mode, when you're getting called on something, and especially if from my perspective, if I'm sitting there going like, yeah, I did, but this is why, and it's like that can obviously not be taken the best way, because it's like you don't need an explanation at the moment. You just need to cop it on the chin and
just own
do
it.
better.
Yeah.
Take the
Yeah, but
correction.
there's that. Yeah,
Unless you're hearing correction as criticism, then you're going to have a problem. Or if correction equals rejection, then you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, no, I think mine's definitely. I go on defense because I'm like, yeah, sure, but this is why, and that'll happen again if that happens again, and it's like going to go around in circles. So it's like I get the challenge. I never looked at that as any kind of trust thing though, like how that can be under that sort of umbrella, because like I'm a relatively large sort of personality, and I think my biggest challenge with a lot of it though is that like when I see or hear an injustice, or I'm copping it for something that's
not done.
that's not done, or I'm copping it and I'm repeating a behaviour of someone else, then you sit back and you go, well, it's good enough for you. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like I go on the defensive, but obviously it doesn't.
There's usually another.
Doesn't de-escalate anything.
There's usually something else under that. If you're going on the defensive, you're trying to protect something else, another feeling.
But you don't like being called out on stuff that you're not doing.
No, I get that. I get bad if
you
I'm
don't like that
no,
because you're innocent.
yeah,
And they're
if
saying you're guilty.
Yeah, if I'm in trouble for something I've done, I'll normally kind of cop it on the chin a bit. But if I get in trouble for something that I haven't done,
That's right.
No, that won't end well.
Which is sort of fair enough in a way.
that's fair
I mean,
enough.
you've got to stand up for yourself and say, actually, what you're hearing or seeing or believing is not actually true.
Right.
And
Okay.
so I don't want you to accuse me of that again, please.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Or
Because-
they might need some reassurance around that, because that's a previous behaviour that someone used to do,
Okay.
but they've got you sort of confused and they don't know that
The difference.
the difference between you and maybe their father.
Right.
Their father used to do that. So for a woman, sometimes they don't know, the subconscious doesn't know the difference between the man in front of them and their own father, because there's this world and they've been, I guess, under that influence for such a long time. And so now I've got another male there and it appears that he's like that, but he's not.
Right.
So that it's an adjustment.
So they're getting lost in somewhat of a familiar feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That makes, and so and that's probably one of my biggest shortcomings, is that I just go defensive instead of getting curious and looking at trying to help the situation, and like you just said, like comforting them. I go into me mode. Like, no, I didn't do that, and you just get pissed off, like immediately defensive, instead of probably seeing where it's coming from. Because that's the thing. I think that's one of the things that I jump to is I'm like, I know I didn't do anything, so I get pissed off that I'm being called on it.
You said something really important there. You said, I get curious.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's missing in a lot of our lives. Be curious about the behaviour that's underneath it. So what's going on under the behaviour?
Right.
Because we just get focused on the behaviour or the words.
Yeah.
But you got to look under the words and say, ask your partner, wow, I'm curious about what you just said, you know, and what you're feeling. Can you tell me a bit more about that? Where did you learn that, or how did you decide that about me or about this situation, so you can learn where, you know, where it's all coming from.
What does the situation remind you of?
What's coming up underneath this? You know, what are these feelings? Because a lot of what we're seeing is just surface. Behaviour. If you think of the iceberg, it's a really good analogy of really what we perceive and see in regards to mental health. So the iceberg is, you know, massive, and we all know that the big part is unseen.
Yes, under the water. Yeah.
So that's a lot about the subconscious, really. So all your life-defining moments, what's happened in your life, traumas, those unbearable feelings we've talked about that you don't like to feel, the sum product of your relationships, and they're all under the surface, sort of causing a lot of what's happening up top. And unless you actually drill down and get down to the basement and start unpacking some things, it's going to keep causing problems. So we've got to be able to get down into the basement and find out what's going on. But a lot of people want to keep their basement locked.
Because
you're too
that.
afraid.
Like, it's like, you know, people like they'll, you know, I've had multiple chats with people over the years, and they're like, it's just leave it there. Like, it's not going to change. Like, I just got to move on with my life, or I got to, you know, like try and forget it or whatever.
So they white knuckle it. That's white knuckling, and it's not going to fix anything.
No,
you know. So they try harder, white knuckle it, or I'll, try and numb my pain with any sort of substance or a behaviour to try and deal with my pain. You know, so we'll turn to anything to stop that pain. But unless we get down into the basement and find out what's dead down there, something's dead, and we've got to deal with it, it's going to keep causing a lot of stink in our life.
Do you find that people, when they're single, are able to maybe handle that, and they get away with that white knuckling a little better, and then someone else comes along?
Good question.
Absolutely, good question.
Yes, they do, because they've got nobody pushing on their button or their bruise.
Right.
See, when you're single, you think you're great.
Right.
There's nobody's pushing on your button.
That's right.
And then as soon as you get with somebody, it's great for the first while. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, who is this person? For goodness sake, you know, and it's completely different.
Yeah, that was us, really. I mean,
us. I don't know who I've married. I got no idea.
Right. That was us. You know, because I didn't get married till I was like 40, you know. So I had some other relationships. I was engaged once and went pear-shaped, and I had a real tremendous fear of like commitment.
Which I knew about.
Fear of commitment. So couldn't stay really in a relationship for ages. You know, and sort of get in one, and then all this other... A lot of emotion-based reasoning. I didn't know about this stuff back then. I was just doing emotion-based reasoning, following my fears. Oh, this doesn't feel right. I'm going to get out of
and
this.
I'm telling it is right. Your feelings are lying to you.
So that's why I'm
right
probably... So that's why I'm married now, because she said it's okay. It's all right.
Otherwise you'd be still single.
Stop listening to your feelings.
Yes.
Tell them to shut up, and it's okay. But
right.
Yeah. Okay. So sometimes
That's great.
Otherwise you'd still be single.
I was going to say, you kind of the therapy session worked in your favour on that one, didn't it? It's like get him on board. Yeah. I find that I know, like I've known people in the past where you can see them and you know what they're like when they're single. And I'm like, I mean, I guess I'm to a degree I'm that way as well. Like I have my habits and all that. And when I've been single, it's like, you got nobody pulling you up on it. You're like,
I get away with it.
Do whatever you like.
Well, I was drinking too much, and I mean, I was still smoking cigarettes back then too. It was like I was a couple of packs a day, and you know, like I never had any. I mean, I was carrying too much weight, but I never had any, you know, like drug issues or porn issues or any of that sort of stuff that was like really kind of detrimental. But you're in your comfort zone and stuff like that, and it's like when someone comes along. Mine was a funny one because I'd been in the shed with the guys so long, and I didn't really understand that my table manners had kind of gone a bit out the door, and you know a few other
self-awareness there.
Is that a knife and fork?
Well, you just after so many years of smashing a meal and getting back to it, like I didn't realise how fast I'd become as an eater. Like it was just so many, and like I was having
I've got
breakfast.
something to do. I've got to get back to it.
Yeah, it's like food became this kind of, it was an annoyance. It's get it done. You know, so it's this nice meal and I've practically inhaling it, you know, and just, you know, just poor bird sitting there going like, what the fuck was that? You know,
It's gone.
It's gone. Like, still
Where
cutting
did you
up.
put
I
that?
spent 3 hours cooking it, and
yeah.
you eat it in 3 seconds.
That's right.
It's
And,
not fair.
you know, so yeah, and like my dress sense and like all sorts of interesting stuff that you kind of go, like I just had no clue that I'd kind of let that lax so much.
You just lose self-awareness,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of people just haven't got self-awareness.
No.
They just,
true.
until someone comes along that you're interested in and then they start putting pressure on and pointing out some things and saying, you're really going to go out with your socks and sandals on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Only in winter, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I ever did that.
Well, look, I've never been a socks and sandals guy, but
No, that's
I
not
think,
me.
I think it was, you know, there was definitely a few things that I needed to be pulled up on, but I think, you know, there's people I've known over the years that they're single and they got their own little bubble and they, you know, what do you say? Like you said the white knuckling it on their own.
They're doing it on their own.
But
yeah.
But
it's
that's okay.
working for them in
That's
that
okay.
moment,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep, they don't have to change.
Yeah.
You don't have to change if you stay single.
Yeah.
You only have to change if you're in a relationship.
Do you think that's why some people get that false sense of memory of that they were happy when they were single, and like now that they're in a relationship, they're being challenged on some stuff, and they're like,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's why they remember that time better.
Yeah.
To a degree, I think. Maybe they are just totally struggling and wondering what I've got myself into
Yeah.
after they've got in a relationship, whether you're married or, you know, you've been in a long-term relationship and you sort of reminisce a little bit. Oh, it wasn't this hard. I could sleep in. I could leave my jocks on the ground, you know, I'd leave the towel anywhere.
Do the laundry once a week.
Or once a month. Never change the bed sheets or whatever. You know, you could get away with just being a slob, basically, you know, but now you've got to step up. Now you've got to man up. You've got to look after a family. You've got to be a protector. You've got to be a supporter. You've got to be emotionally present for your family. You can't just wig out, or if you do, you know, you're not going to build relationship if you're not going to be present, you know, with your kids, with your wives, with your children.
But I think some people get mixed up with the honeymoon phase. Like when you first get together with someone, you've got a honeymoon phase. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that fades out pretty quick.
What causes that? Is that just like adrenaline and endorphins and all that crap?
Well, the
It's just
honeymoon
denial.
phase is there just to get you attracted and get you hitched, really.
Right.
That's what it's there for,
Okay.
really. And then you do the hard work. Then
Right.
you're in another phase. And then you've got to do some work. And people sort of forget that, or people don't realise that. Not many people have a honeymoon phase their whole life. Very few.
Some do. Some just
Very
like
few.
to hang on to it.
Yeah, yes.
Or they do a Elizabeth Taylor, was it? She got married 7 times.
Oh,
They have the honeymoon phase.
Was
Yeah.
it? I think I don't know. It's Elizabeth.
They
Taylor,
get
but
addicted to it, some people. They just like the start of a relationship.
Well, I mean, it's, you know,
They don't-
in
which is
a
nice.
lot of cases, it's the best bit.
Yes, it is. But that's
know?
just to get you
It
hitched.
doesn't have to be. It can be.
No.
It's supposed to get better.
Yeah.
You're supposed to work
Only
on
after you
yourself.
do some work.
Do some work.
Gotta
do some work.
How long you two been together, you and Mel?
19.
19 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Married.
Married 19. So you were a couple of years before that too, weren't
Are
you?
you on honeymoon phase still?
I wouldn't say that, but
Well, you guys are still like best mates.
yeah, we
Yeah.
always have been. We've never
Yeah.
fought. I don't know.
Oh.
At least we know
Never
each
had
other.
a fight.
Nobody's ever fought. Oh,
No,
that's
they're nuts.
interesting.
They're just
Usually I
nuts.
say to people, someone's not being honest.
Well, you have your little sort of tiffs, but it's one of those ones where we neither of us hang on to it. You know
And
what
do
I
you
mean?
actually
It's
get
like,
it sorted?
well, we don't really. It's never anything big.
Yeah, I've watched it. Like, I mean, we've been best mates since year 7.
Yeah, yes, that's
like,
right.
you know, it's like
That's
I just-
unique. That's unique.
Thank you. All right, good. You're a freak. All right.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's interesting.
But you want to work. I mean, we need to teach our kids how to manage conflict, you know. And I think conflict is a natural, normal part of any relationship.
Yeah.
It's just how you manage it and how you handle it. And
I think there's that trust comes into that too,
Trust,
because
yeah.
that conflict of going, that trust, if it's been broken before with conflict, you go, fuck, here we go. Like,
or you shut down, or you
shut
withdraw.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not going there.
Yeah.
I know where that's going.
Okay.
Or you don't know how to de-escalate it, so we're not going to go there. It's a no-go zone, and people have all those no-go zones in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in marriages, the biggest two things I'm dealing with is trust and negotiation. And if I can get that sorted, they're usually pretty right. And then on top of that, the unbearable feeling. That's it.
Right.
And pretty much they can come right if they do the work.
Yeah, there's no magic wands.
Because if you don't know how to negotiate, you're never going to actually get anything sorted,
Yeah.
and you're going to be angry because they're having their way,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it doesn't work. So we've had to negotiate a lot. We've had to learn that skill, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
You know, I
A
have
big
plenty
one
of
was-
couples in that,
What did we have to negotiate a while ago? Was
Oh,
it
the holiday.
The holiday.
The
yeah.
family holiday.
The family holiday.
It was a nightmare. There's 4 of us, right? None of us could agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it took us 6
so,
months.
So when one of our daughters wanted to go to the US, I
Right.
said,
New
look,
York, yes.
I don't think it's a really good time right now
Yeah.
to go to the US. So that was big for her to let that go.
Yes.
So we had to work around that,
Yes.
negotiate that. And then it's like, have we, obviously funding this thing, and we're going overseas. So we had to work out, okay, what are we all going to be happy with as a destination?
And we probably changed destinations about 6 times.
Okay.
And I'm doing all the research, and then everybody changes their mind.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
annoying. So
Yes.
I gave up in the end. I said, right. I said, give me 2 destinations. That's it. So, but it's a negotiation, because we could have just said to them, you're coming where we want to go.
Right.
And they would have come, but
Yeah.
they would have been angry and resentful.
Yeah.
And they would have made our holiday hell.
You just go, all right, we're going. You can stay home if you want to.
Well, that's the other option.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to negotiate and you're trying to learn those skills, it's good for them to do it too.
Yeah.
Because we said, come back with your counter proposition. If we
Okay.
don't do New York, what else would you be happy with?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good skill, isn't it?
That's right. So they had to come back with a proposition. So what would you be happy with? And it was like, well, this type of hotel, long as they've got a good gym,
Right.
because their daughters love the gym. So I said, okay,
They want an expensive hotel.
expensive
with all the
a
perks.
good hotel with all the
Yes.
perks and a good gym and those types of things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
So we're all
So
happy.
we found something that we could all agree on, and there we go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with the whole trust, as far as something that's not, I mean, I'll use the word catastrophic, because for me, that just would be like cheating's just I'm done. There's no reason. I'm not saying that I'm right, or or that anybody else is wrong, but that for me, that's the ultimate.
That's a deal breaker. For
It's the
you.
ultimate
Yeah.
betrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
And it is. It's a massive betrayal.
yeah,
And
but
it's
like
hard
if-
to come back from.
Yeah, but if you're not dealing with that sort of stuff, like just a couple that may have bin together for a few years and they've kind of just gotten under each other's skin in every way that you can, that's not fun. Like that, what's because obviously mental health being the kind of topic of all of this, relationships are one of those things that if it's not good at home, you carry that shit everywhere. So
Yeah, look, people have resentments about all sorts of stuff, and
Yeah.
usually they don't realise it until they come to counselling and go, yeah, actually that really peeves me off that you do that.
okay,
I mean, there's all sorts of things.
Yeah.
There's sexual things, I don't feel love when you do that. That really peeves me off, so I'd rather you do this.
right,
Or can you just put the toilet seat down, please? Or, can you, all sorts of things that just drive you nuts. Can you wipe
Yeah.
the bench down after you've actually done the dishes?
right,
But see, if you don't get that sorted, it just breeds resentment and anger.
yeah,
And so couples have all sorts of things. I had a couple not long ago, one working out when they can actually have time to themselves because they've got kids.
yeah,
So we worked it out. You have Saturday morning to yourself and you sleep in, and then you have Sunday. And so that's how you can work it out,
Yeah.
so that you both get your own time. And that's a good thing.
yeah.
So they're not getting resentful.
And how do you come back from stuff like that though? Like when there is those years of build up. I guess you would just an umbrella it of build up.
But how did it get there though? You know, it's usually one choice after another.
True.
You know, you don't wake up and not in love with your wife. You know what I mean? One morning,
Yeah.
or or saying I've had enough.
Yeah.
It's usually one choice after another, or one event that hasn't been resolved. And
Yeah.
then it just builds resentment, more resentment, and then there's something else happens because we're not dealing with it.
Yeah.
Or you're both too tired, or you're too busy, or too stressed, or whatever else is happening.
Yeah, that's the thing that's always kind of bugged me. Like I've had girlfriends and stuff in the past, and you're like, and I've always been a bit of a, no, I shouldn't say that. I've always been a bit of a workaholic in my own businesses, like when it's my thing. Like it's like everything that we do here, whether it's the workshop or the shows or whatever. It's like they're all different kind of extensions of me and things that I love. So I get a lot of fulfillment out of what I do, while I'm awake. Like I got hit this morning at 7 o'clock. Yesterday was probably 4:30 in the morning. It's like if I'm awake, I'm here. So it's like there's a part of me that wants to go, right, well, when I go home, that's that nice time. But it's like I also can't turn this off. You know what I mean? So like that must be. I've heard it before. It's frustrating for whether it's if we're hanging out having a beer or whatever. It's like most of my conversations are about either the shed or what we've got planned or what's coming up or a new show we're working on or whatever. It's like this is like it's my passion. It's my work and it's my hobby. You know what I mean? Like it's everything that I do is got something to do with these four walls. And it's like you can carry around a bit of, I don't know, you want to go home and have fun, but you also can't turn this off. And then there's that fear of turning it off and taking your foot off the pedal, off the gas a bit, and it's like, oh, will it all stop? If I do relax a bit, like I
think you really need to deal with that belief under it, that fear that it's okay to sort of put up, close the door and say, leave it there. Because you really, with your partner, you've got to be able to enter their world.
Okay.
You've got to give them time too.
Yeah.
And so that means that I can't be totally, distracted by everything else. They need your attention.
Yeah.
And your children, or your wife, your children, or whatever.
Yeah.
They need you, not just a part of you. And I'm not dismissing that, everything that you're talking about, with work. They're important things.
Yeah.
And they sort of make up a bit of our identity, don't they?
This definitely does for me. It's I wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't doing this.
Yeah.
Well, that's the question. Do you know who you are without this?
No, I would say this is me. This is like I am Wildside Incorporated. Like it's you know what I mean? Like it's because everything I do here is an extension of passions that I've got. Like I am a metal guy. I am a sheet metal guy. I am a 4-wheel drive guy.
So you haven't separated who you are and what you do. They're the same thing?
It's more like it's become that. Like I've had a lot of different jobs, doing a lot of different things, and like the longest employment I've ever had's 8 months. And in any job of any age that I've had, the longest job I've had is 8 months. The first shop I opened was 6 years straight, and then this shop's been since 2017. It's like I don't fit anywhere else. It's like this is it's like this became, I don't know whether it became part of me or this part of me just expanded, because I mean, like a lot of guys will sit home and dream about building a 80 series cruiser. I just do it. I think about it and I go and buy one and I build one or a bike, or people want to start a show and I go, I want to do that. So I go and do it. Like everything that we do here is part of something that's in me that I've just white knuckled my way through. Fear of failure be gone. Like I just go.
Yeah.
So
that's admirable that you've got those qualities. You've given it a go. You've got out there and done it. The question is, what would my life be if in an instant all of that was taken away from me? Because believe me, that can happen in life.
Oh, I've been very close to it multiple times.
Where it's just all gone.
Yeah, yeah.
And then your identity's got to rest somewhere. Your belonging has to. Where are you going to get that from?
I genuinely don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
I would not know what to do on day one.
Yes.
I would probably, because I started this by renting a bit of space off a mate, like one bay in his shed. And I'd sold my old shop, came back down to Brisbane, had 4 jobs in 12 months, went through a separation with the kid's mum, and I just went that didn't work. I mean, we were together like 8 years, but I was like, okay, well, that didn't work. I'm going to go back to what I love doing. And I just rented a bay just to have like literally like less than the space of a double lock-up garage. And just started doing tinkering and bits of window tinting and, sold the little car that I have for $2,000. That's all. I borrowed mum's car and spent some money on some tinting tools. And, 3 months into it, I had half the shed and a few months later, I had 3/4 of the space, and then at the year mark, I went and got my own shed, and it's just gone. Like, I don't know if all of this disappeared tomorrow up in flames and no insurance and no nothing. I would probably just get a job to get a couple of grand together and go and rent another bit of space off another mate.
You'd probably do it all again.
I would.
Yeah.
This is the second time I've done it already. I sold the
good
first
at that, So that's but where's my identity? Where do we get our self-worth and our value from?
So the whole self-worth and value, I would link that to this as well.
Yeah. Fundamentals, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
That's one of them where, whatever you put your worth and value in, if it's outside yourself, it can be taken off you or you could lose it. So it's fairly unstable.
Right.
And then when you lose it, what will be your next source? And you've got to keep finding sources, outside yourself all the time. That's exhausting.
Do you think that's why I have that fear of taking my foot off the gas? Because if it goes away, I lose me.
Yeah. And then you don't know who you are without it, you see. Right. Because your identity is so wrapped up in what you do, you actually don't know who you are without it.
Yeah, right.
And you see that all the time in athletes, like sports athletes. Or the John Farnham farewell tour. Keeps coming back, because they keep trying to come back because they don't know who they are without it.
Yeah, without the stage.
Stage or without the footy field or whatever. I'm going to give it another go, or
because that's where they get their affirmation.
Their their worth and value.
So they've got to keep doing it.
I get that, and I totally agree with it. I just never really realised that it was a problem.
No,
you know what I mean? Like
it's a problem if it's the only thing.
Yeah,
self-worth and value is like there's usually 3 sources that you've got to have a balance in. One is yourself, obviously, and what you do and what you bring to the table with your gifts, talents, and abilities. Right. The next is probably those that are around you, your family, loved ones. Your relationship with them is a really important part of that.
Yeah.
And the last one is like your big person. Who's your big person? Someone outside of yourself. And for some, that's God.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like God's higher power, spiritual power. That outside. It's got to be outside of yourself. So it could be God, big person, your loved ones, and what you bring to the table yourself.
Yeah.
So that it's like if you take one away, it's like, your boat's not going to sink.
See, if all your worth and value is in what you do, and that goes out of your boat, there's nothing left.
Nothing to keep you afloat.
There's nothing there. It's like, hang on, I don't have any self-worth in myself because it's all in my work. There should be a third, really, shouldn't it? Where a third of your worth and value is in the higher power, a third's in you, and a third is in other people. So if you're getting any more worth and value from your fiancé or from someone else, you're getting too much.
Yeah.
You see, and that's where a lot of people put their worth and value in other people. And then they get really afraid to lose them or disappoint them or upset them.
Yeah, I get that from another person. Like people latch on to other people.
Right.
And I get that. I never looked at it.
So it's called an internalised sense of worth and belonging. You need to get it from in here, not from anything outside.
Yeah.
And then if you lose any of that, you're not going to crumble. You're going to be okay. You're going to survive because, hang on a minute, I know I'm okay, regardless of that or that or that.
Yeah, I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like, I feel like all of this is just an outward projection of what is in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I could, like, I don't want to because it's been a long few years. I don't want to start again. But, like, if it all just disappeared tomorrow, like, I wouldn't go and do anything else. I would just start again because this is all just an outward. I think that's probably
outward expression of who you are,
of me.
part of you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So,
Well, you
long
found
as-
your passion. See,
Yes.
That's the difference between having a job and a passion.
yeah,
This is your passion. I
Yeah.
mean, we can agree with that
Yeah,
because what we do is
absolutely,
our
yeah.
passion. We absolutely love it.
yeah. Okay, there you go.
Absolutely love it. We get up every morning and go, right, great. You know, we get excited about getting in the office, don't we?
Yeah,
So
it's what
that is the
draws you
difference.
in. You don't
Yes.
have to push yourself
No, that's
towards
right.
So
it.
in a
Yeah.
sense, you've found, you know, who am I? Where am I going? And what am I doing here? They're those three big questions. You've found that. You know who you
Yeah,
are.
absolutely.
You know what you're doing here, and you're also contributing to society with this,
Yeah.
and you love that. And
Okay, good. I
so
feel better about it now.
It's
Oh,
just switching.
So it's not a
off for
total
you.
negative thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're not saying, you know, you should sell it all or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
because
No.
you've obviously got too much invested in it. But
Yeah.
it's recognising it's an outward expression of who I am.
Yes.
But there's also other things in my life that are important as well.
That's
So
how
it's
do you
And
balance.
not
It's
having it all consuming.
Yes,
balance. It's
yes.
balance.
Okay.
But that's,
You've got to
and that's-
switch off.
That's there we go. We took it full circle. That's
Yes,
what I wanted to
yes,
ask was
yes.
like people go home to a relationship when both people hate their job and they just look forward to getting with their person. When you got someone like me who just lives and breathes and loves it all. Even when I hate it, I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's like even when stuff's pissing me off, I can in an instant go, it's fucking better than digging a ditch or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'll walk away. I'll do whatever. I'll come up to the aircon. I'll just switch off from that. But my switch off is never off. It's just to something else.
Yes.
And I'll look at a podcast we've got coming up or some editing. But so when I go home, like I'm just mentally drained, and it's like how do you turn off all of that? Because I don't walk out the door and go, thank God that's over.
No.
I walk out the door still ticking. Like, so how do you turn that off?
You've got to, I think, part of it is you've got to save something back for the person at home. If there's no one at home, then obviously you just keep ticking, don't you?
I do.
You would.
But you do anyway.
But I do
when you're
anyway.
home with
You
your
do
fiance.
anyway.
That's
Yeah.
This is the problem we have.
Yeah.
How are you going to stop that brain to actually connect with her 100%?
Yeah, and I don't know how
Because your
to.
brain is going.
Yeah.
And if it
But
stopped
part of
doing
it-
that, you'd have to face a feeling. If you just stopped doing it and gave her your full attention, 100% in,
Yeah.
you're not letting this brain go anywhere else, what
Yeah.
is the feeling that you would have to face?
Well, if I was giving her attention, nothing. It'd be good.
And you can do that, can you?
Well, I mean, like sometimes, yeah. So, like sometimes you can. Sometimes there's you're juggling that many different things, and your head's going like, okay, yeah, I got that done today, and I got this done today, or whatever else, and that's coming in tomorrow, and we've got this episode coming on, or I really should have spent more time editing that, or like it's.
Yeah, but
it's-
when you're with her, can you switch off completely?
I have trouble switching off with anyone.
Yeah.
The only time I found, I think we were talking about this
Yes.
the other day, the only time I found when I go completely blank to hear is when I get like just absorbed into a show where it's like, and it's not just background noise, like something that like Breaking Bad or, the what was that Knights one we were talking about? Last Kingdom, stuff like that. Like the Sons of Anarchy, when I was watching that, House, I love House. I love that quick-witted, speedy banter. Like you just get absorbed in it, and then nothing else exists. But then that's also a problem because
Yes.
I'm not paying attention anywhere else. Now I'm just here, in the TV
It's
show.
like your mind's always got to be active and busy.
Yes.
And it needs a rest. Your mind and your body actually need a rest. And the only way your body gets a rest is if your mind is resting.
But how do you get your mind to rest
right.
when you're still awake?
Well, you've got to teach it. It's like who's taking who for a walk?
Oh, I'm along for the ride most of the time.
Yeah.
It's just,
so
know.
if is the dog taking you for a walk?
Yeah.
Because it's just one choice, as I said before, after another. But
Yeah.
you've got to teach your mind that it's actually okay to not be busy right now. It's okay for me just to put it in neutral. I don't have to have my foot on the gas.
Just coast.
If I deal with my fear around what if I back off, if I dealt with my fear around that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's another day, and I'll do what I need to do there. I've already planned that. That's okay. I can leave that and shelve it for now
Yeah.
because someone else needs my attention.
Yeah.
And my brain needs rest.
And my brain needs a rest because as guys, sometimes it's just hard for us to switch off. You know, we're always thinking, oh, what's the next thing, or there's something else. But whatever gets your attention is going to get you. That, you know, it's whatever you focus on. So whatever you focus on is going to get bigger, and that can be good things, and it can also be bad things for people.
So where focus goes, energy flows,
That's right.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So if you're, some people just focus on negative stuff, or they're worried about the next bad thing that's going to happen. I had a client today that just said he's just stressing about the next bad thing that's going to happen.
Which is catastrophising, crucialising, awfulising, because hang on a minute, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
So you don't get to stress out about that.
Yeah.
You're not actually there yet.
Yeah. Bill, do you see that Bill Burr thing on that? He was like, said something about, you know, like, it's like, yeah, okay, something shit might happen, but worrying about it now is not going to, like, I'm completely
Worry is
ruining what he
useless.
said. But
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, it's not going to change it. Like, you know, it's like, it hasn't happened yet. Don't worry about it. Like,
That's right.
deal with it when it happens.
That's right.
Yeah.
Worry's like a rocking chair. Gives you something to do, doesn't take you anywhere. You know? That's my little saying.
I like that. I like that.
You can rock backwards and forwards. You're not going to
You're
get
not going
anywhere.
anywhere.
You're not
Yeah.
going anywhere. So it's like a rocking chair. So,
right.
But some people just love worry,
Yeah.
or they think that worry will actually solve it, or through if I worry enough, I'll have all the bases covered.
Yeah.
And I'll be not caught out. So that's their fear of being caught out by surprise, or they hate surprises. So I'm just going to have all my bases covered. If I worry enough and am vigilant enough,
Yeah.
then nothing's going to get me by surprise.
Yeah.
But you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
We're not wired that way. We're not built for that constant thinking, and our brains need time to rest, to recover. We need time to sleep. And time just to be totally in a different zone.
But it's like you don't need to be in control to be safe, do you? You don't have to have everything sorted to be safe. And some people believe they do. They're only safe when everything's, you know,
If I've got
controlling everything.
That's right. They've got the finger
Yeah.
on all the pulses, and they've got finger on all the buttons, you know, and I'm controlling this thing. Yeah,
And they're usually very insecure people
can be.
because they like to make sure everything's sorted. They're in control. When they're not, they feel really out of it.
Well, it's a fear of powerlessness, isn't it? You know, feeling out of your depth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my finger on the pulse for everything here is more comes down to that worry of it all falling apart if you don't, you know, keep
That's
keep
the worry.
pushing.
That's the fear. If
Yeah.
I don't do it, won't get done, and then it'll all fall apart.
Yeah, well, also because there's nobody else to do it. So if I don't do it, it really won't get done.
That's true.
But yeah, it's the I like momentum. You know, I like the
So you like achieving and progress.
yes,
Don't you?
And I like the
You don't
challenge
like
of
not achieving. You don't like no progress.
no, I
drives
like
you nuts.
limbo, just copy and paste limbo
Yeah.
type stuff.
Yeah.
That drives me mental.
Well, that's one of the fundamental needs is a sense of progress. All of us have
Yeah.
got to have that, or we actually feel depressed.
I
And
used to have it
you
written
do
on the
need
board.
that.
It was progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to be like, okay, well, it's just as long as I'm moving forwards, it's never going to be perfect. You know, like, you know, I was watching one of Joe Rogan's episodes not that long ago, and he was saying something about like, you know, he's 15 years and however many thousand episodes into it, and he's like, I'm still learning stuff. So if he's still learning, you know, it's like it's never going to be
perfect. No.
But it's as long as as long as there's progress, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part and parcel of inadequacy where, on one side, you're always going to have more to learn. So you always feel a little bit inadequate.
Yeah.
But on the other side, you've got to tell the feeling to sit down and shut up because you've done it enough to know that you can do it.
Yeah.
So there's sort of like two sides to that,
Yeah,
You're not where you used to be, you're not where you want to be, but you're on the road.
Yeah, and I think there's how people deal with that's probably a big thing too, because I don't let it sort of beat me up. I know I'm not perfect, and I know
which is good because that's one of the fundamentals. See, you can't aim for perfection.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't actually happen.
No,
you aim for excellence.
Yeah.
You do the best job you can, and that's all you can do. But perfectionists have always got these unrealistic expectations. They're so damn high.
Yeah.
They can never get it, and then they put that on everybody else, and kids and family, and that's hard to live with. So perfectionism is we don't want to be aiming for perfectionism because that mindset beats you up. You go, I should do this and I should have done that. I could have done that. Why did I think of that? So you're beating yourself up all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're aiming for excellence, you're doing the best job you can. That's all you need to do, and you're happy with that. So even if you come third and you know you've done the best job, that's enough.
Yeah.
You don't have to be first.
Yeah.
As long as you know you've done the best job.
Yeah.
But perfectionists have got to be number one.
Yeah. Okay.
So they've got to bust their guts. They've got to,
Yeah, I think I bounce between the two. Like some of it I'm like I know this, I know how to do this. This has got to be done right, and if it's not right, I'll redo it. But other parts of me is like on something that I'm learning, I'm kind of like, okay, well, I'm happy that it's better than it was before. Yeah. So I kind of float, I think, between the two. Like when I don't like stupidity in myself either. When I sit back and I go, like I knew better than that. Like that was me being lazy or my head was busy elsewhere or whatever. So I'll redo it so it's right. But I'm never I don't beat the shit out of myself for it either.
No. So you're not lying in bed at night beating yourself up like what perfectionists do.
No.
They're lying in bed going over the whole day. Oh, why did I say that? The whole thing.
Yeah, no, that sounds exhausting.
It is exhausting.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not
Perfectionism is exhausting.
Yeah.
If it's bitten hard, then it's hard to live with yourself.
See, that's the lazy part of me too. So I can OCD, ADHD, all the stuff, but there's that lazy part too, where I just go, I don't want to. I'm good. It's fine.
That's actually all right for you because you need that part.
Oh yeah, I'm a complex lunatic, but I'm fine with it.
Got to have it.
But I do need to learn how to turn it off a little bit.
Yeah. That's right.
Now, mental health, God. So that was like number one.
Well, we talked about 10 in 1 there. 10 in 1 there.
10 in 1. Okay.
10 in 1, yeah.
Talked about
I need a water. You guys need a drink? You good?
I'm right, thanks. Yeah.
All right. That's still got Coke in it.
So that was realistic expectations that we just talked about. Having realistic expectations is really healthy. Balancing your needs with others is another fundamental, and that means not being selfish and not being selfless. So sick thinkers, as I call them.
Are you saying stink thinkers?
I was saying sick thinkers.
Sick thinkers.
So when you're doing stink thinking,
right,
you can do sick thinking,
okay,
because it's not healthy.
Right.
So like with
it's
the
just
perfectionist-
unhealthy thinking, really.
Okay.
So there's healthy thinking, which leads to healthy behaviour and healthy choices, or you can have unhealthy or distorted cognitive distortions, thinking, misbeliefs.
Are we talking about like any generic situation where you've got a misconception or misunderstanding?
Yeah,
or?
that's right. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it could be, it's just a general...
So it's a perspective.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But if we're talking, say, around, what was it? Balancing your needs.
Yeah,
so
balancing your needs with others, which means you're not going to be narcissistic and you're not going to be too selfless. You've got to have a balance. Yeah.
And is that probably plays into me as well then, because I'm always about what I've got going on.
Yeah. Whereas you might need to balance your needs with hers or somebody else's so that it's not all about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's negotiation. That just means, okay, you want to spend time with me tomorrow night? Great, let's lock that in.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Or, something, isn't it? So you've got to balance. Because when you've got a family, you've got to balance a lot of needs. Like you always want to do your thing because it's your passion, but then the kids need you or somebody else does.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, that's healthy to do that, is realise that don't have it all your own way. It's got to be everybody's happy.
So how do you turn that off and not start building like resentment for not being able to do what you feel like you were kind of put here to do. Like it's like any choice to not do this feels like
having your throat cut or something.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I probably wouldn't say that dramatic. You know, it's
What
not
would you say?
but like you kind of like it's like you're being stopped from doing like
Interrupted.
It's like it's not worth living if you can't do it, in a way, or is that too drastic too?
That's too drastic.
Right.
It's not that it's not worth living, but it's like, when you prime example. So I'm in the four-wheel drive industry, in the fabrication industry. I build stuff that people take touring. I travel, I four-wheel drive, I do all that sort of stuff, or at least, I used to. I haven't gone on a four-wheel drive camping trip since the beginning of 22. Now, I love doing that. But for me, even though it's in the industry and supporting the industry that I'm in, I haven't allowed myself the time to do it because it's not productive. It's not taking me. Having said that, like we're putting together something that's going to be. I don't want to give away too much, but it'll be a show where we will go and do that stuff, and there'll be cameras. So I'll be working, and it will be part of moving everything forwards. And I'm keen as for that because it's part of that progress and progression and moving things forwards.
So if you're not progressing,
I
you
feel like
it's
you're going
wasting
backwards.
time.
Yeah, I don't see if I leave everything at 50 this afternoon, and I come back Monday, if nothing's changed, I don't think it's still at 50. I think it's at 35. So now I'm going to make up that time. Whereas if I was here on the weekend, it's not at 50 or 35 anymore. Now it's at 60.
So you have to be progressing all the time.
Yeah, I hate limbo.
Yeah, so you have to make friends with not progressing all the time
Yeah,
to actually relax.
So how do you do that?
You've got to give it permission to exist to start with. So
Yeah,
I've got to permit myself to not be achieving it 100% all the time. So, okay, what would that look like in a day? So what would it look like if I decided, to take some time out here or over a weekend? So I'm going to plan this weekend. I'm going to go camping. Yeah. I'm going to allow myself to do that. I know some things are going to have to be put on hold, but what is the benefit? The benefit is I'm doing something that I love. I might not be progressing, but I'm actually enjoying another part of my life, and I'm actually going to spend some time in that.
Feels selfish.
That's it. So you've welded what?
Well, you've welded taking your foot off the gas as being lazy or selfish.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
You've got a sort of a weld is like a fusion. You've got two concepts. Two concepts fused together. Yeah.
But they're not the same.
Right.
Yes. So you've got
Thanks for joining us on Ben's therapy session. Right. Okay.
So you've got a weld. It's like, people have welded correction to rejection. Or they've welded the letterbox to bad news, or the phone to bad news, or they've welded, there's all sorts of them, isn't there? Welded classrooms to feeling bored, or,
everybody in Australia is welded, the police siren behind you till you've done something wrong.
You've done something wrong, yeah.
Welded marriage to trapped.
Yeah, okay.
And they'll never get married if they've got that.
Yep.
So you've got a few welds going on, eh?
Yeah, probably.
Look,
we've all got something.
Yeah,
we've all got welds. We've all got maybe a few of them.
What is the weld? What is the weld we're talking about here?
The weld
Let's get more specific.
The weld is taking your foot off the gas and things maybe going pear-shaped. Or if I take time out,
selfishness.
That's welded with selfishness. So taking time out for myself, that's selfish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rather than self-care.
That's right, which you now need to weld it to. Time out for myself equals self-care.
Not selfish.
Not selfish.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like, you build something, you guys have got kids, you want to be able to, I mean, whether it's, it might be a bit different for you guys because it's the type of the industry that you're in, but, on my side of it, there's this thing that I want to be able to, whether it's hand over or have them be a part of or simply finance them in their, early sort of adult life and help out where it can. It's like, buying a property for me and my lady, and whatever it is, it's like any time I take time off, it's like I'm
taking out of their inheritance or not building.
I'm adding to the end result. Like it's like if I have a week off, it's like, okay, well, it's going to take me a week longer to get to where I want to go.
Yeah, but that's where your goals are probably unrealistic, and you need to change them to make them more realistic so that you have downtime.
Right.
See, that's where the perfectionistic mindset's probably kicking in.
Yeah.
Your expectations for yourself are probably too high, and you just need to bring them down a bit so that you can relax. And then re-weld it. So relaxation equals taking care of myself, which actually you're supposed to do first. You're supposed to look after yourself first and then everybody else.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
And if you don't have downtime, then it'll catch up with you somewhere.
It's called burnout.
Burnout.
Yeah,
Or brown out
spoke about this with
Because
Ruthie.
there's
It's like
so
I was
much.
going to say too,
There's a lot of burnout.
is it just changing your perspective of progression? So you're saying with the shop, everything needs to progress. But then when you walk in the door at home, you just got to change that.
take that perspective of wanting things to progress and
progression.
apply
Yeah,
it at
yeah,
home.
and your relationships,
your-
other things.
I guess you could put whatever you need to, whether it's like your mental health that you need to go, I need to progress that. So then
Yeah, that's
the
good.
work progresses because if
Yes.
I don't progress here, that doesn't progress.
Thank you, Dr. Granger.
That's good.
So
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
just,
no, I
so
like it.
so you're not losing your
Momentum.
you're not losing yourself. You're just redirecting that same attribute that you already have, and focusing that attribute in the opposite of what you thought you were doing. So instead of going, if I stop, work doesn't progress, but you're actually going, if I stop,
I can progress
life
somewhere else.
Yeah, this other life progresses, which then comes back to
Then I don't feel
progresses.
like I'm wasting time and being selfish and not.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. So selfish is not true. You know, wasting time is not true.
No.
That's
Yeah,
not
okay.
true. Actually, you know what they say, when people do a 4-day work week, they're more productive than 5 days.
Yeah.
So they've proven that now, where they're taking that time out.
I just sit there and go, imagine
So-
how much more you could get done in 5.
Yeah, see, your expectations go higher.
Yeah. I go, if I'm
Where
doing
are
12
you going
hours,
to cap them?
well, there's only so many coherent hours in a day. At some point, even I go home. It's like, but
That's the fear. Like I guess, like with employees like, of big organisations and companies, they had some companies. I can't remember some names, but they decided they were going to go to 4 days a week.
Yeah.
There was a fear that we're going to lose productivity, but what they actually found was productivity went up 20%.
Right.
So people were not probably taking as much time off or sick days, or they knew the work was still done. The productivity didn't change; it went up.
Yeah.
So over those 4 days,
Well, you're happier staff.
the happiest staff, they were only working ever 2 days in a row.
Right.
So you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, weekend.
Only working 4 days a week and you're still not getting a long weekend. Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that sucks.
they might have. I don't know whether they could negotiate that.
Right.
They might have been able to say, "Oh, I wanted to work 4 in a row, then I have
Yeah.
a long weekend." I suppose that's probably would have been on the table.
Yeah.
But they recognised that their staff needed some downtime,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it actually worked in their favour. So we all need to recognise that there's only so many hours in a day, but we've only got so much energy as well, and there's only so much we can do. And if you ignore, there's a little saying, if your incoming exceeds your outgoing, your upkeep will be your downfall.
Hang on a minute. If your income exceeds your outgoings,
Your upkeep will be your downfall.
yeah, right.
So in other words, if you're giving out more than what you've got
Giving
coming
yourself.
in, what you're giving yourself,
Yeah.
you're going to burn out.
You're going to crash.
You're going to crash. There's going to be a crash, and however long you've been in that crash mode, some people can live in that for a long time.
Yeah.
You can sort of still function, but it's like running on 5 cylinders. If you've got a 6-cylinder engine,
Yeah.
you're only running on 5, but
Yeah.
you're still running, but not very productively.
Yeah. Yeah.
However long you're in that's how long it's going to take for you to recover.
Yeah, right.
So
That's interesting.
there's a
So you've got lots of goals, like for your professional life, but what goals do you have for your personal life?
Yeah, that's a topic of conversation
Yes.
quite regularly. Yeah,
Which is why you got so much going on here, but the personal life hasn't got any goals
yeah.
or whatever other life. You know, there's goals for every area of your life, not just your work, career, passion.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess the goals for me have always been an interesting one because it's only me here. So it's like I have to have. It's like the goals are almost my second person because it's like me and the goal. You know what I mean? Whereas at home, like in friendships or relationships, you kind of just roll with the punches.
Yeah, but if you had a goal to take your fiancé out once a week, that you write in your calendar, and you've got it. Or you have a goal to sit on the couch together at 9 o'clock every night for an hour, or something, you know, so you're entering each other's worlds, sort of thing, so that you're getting a balance.
No, and I get that, and I do. I recognise the fact that I have a hard time turning off from here, and I think like I've had conversations with a lot of mates in the industry where, you know, whether their partners are doing a job they don't like, or they're working from home and they're alone all the time, or whatever. It's like, you know, you come home from this type of stuff where we're fully engaged with everything, and your buckets are quite full. You get interaction and challenges and conversation and everything else that happens throughout the day when you're a business owner. And it's like, and you get home and your partner's kind of looking to you for that engagement because they've been, you know, working at home all day, or they're doing a job they don't like, or whatever the case may be. And you're wrecked, you know, whether it be mentally or physically. You know, like I can't imagine, you know, I go home some nights and I'm, you know, physically buggered, but I'm not physically buggered like a dude that's digging ditches all day.
No, it's mentally or emotionally.
Well,
But that's what Dale was saying about, you know, keeping some time back each day for her.
Yeah.
Don't use it all here.
don't give her the dregs
Yeah.
because sometimes we just give our partners and our family the dregs, the leftovers.
Yeah.
And that won't cut it forever. So it's, how can I save something back? Is it, okay, I have a cut-off date or cut-off time. I know it's hard when you're running your own business because you could stay.
Well, there's always
It's always hard, but you know that you've got to have a decision you're going to have to make about, no, I'm heading home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some consistency there, so your partner knows when you'll be home, or that's your time to shut off. No, shut the doors. That's it. Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah, and she's good with a lot of it too, because I mean, there's times where, like, there's a photo on one of the walls there. Like, I was pulling the trigger on the spray gun of that at 2 a.m. Like, it was because I said I'd have it done, and it's like I said I'll have it done, so I'll have it done. You know, and I stayed until it was done. And she's very supportive of all of that sort of stuff, but. It's the freak ones like that aren't the drama. It's the day-to-day stuff. Yeah. But I like the combination of what you both said. It's like it's changing my perspective to have the need for progress part of me to be not just focused on this place, and also understanding that time off from here is self-care, not selfish.
Good.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah, because that'll change your thinking, which will change your behaviour.
Yeah, well, I've always looked at me
you'll
having
work
time for anything other than here was me being selfish and not giving this the attention that it needed.
Yeah.
When in actual fact, giving this as much attention as I do is probably selfish to the other relationships.
Very good.
Yeah, right.
Oh, good.
And you might
Making
find,
progress.
Yes,
See?
yes,
I like it.
progress.
There
That's
you
good.
go.
you might find you'll be more productive too.
But do not put your expectations up any higher.
Well, yeah, I don't need help with that.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
Oh,
So,
well,
okay, now
all right,
what are we? Where are we at?
Well,
I've
I'm
just
not really
hijacked
sure
this whole
'cause
thing.
Doesn't matter. I think we've
Yeah.
discussed everything and anything.
There
Really.
you go.
Yeah. Any last words?
Well, I think the trust thing
The trust is
is
good.
really interesting.
Yeah.
But if we were to sort of tie all that back into the original topic of mental health, because we could cover so much stuff with you guys.
This is just an overview. So obviously what we've talked about, we're cherry picking a little bit and looking at some key stuff. But you could deep dive and, like, if we're talking about quick fixes and addictions and things like that, where people can't do short-term pain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They just can't, because they're always looking for a quick way out or a quick fix or something to sort of dull the trauma or the pain. They're trying to deal with that in their life, and so they find it really hard to.
They don't do delayed gratification.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
So that's where if addictions really come out of that, because if something's grown bigger than you are, then you're probably heading down that road.
You're becoming a slave to it.
Slave to your, whatever that is, and you can be addicted to anything. Some of the big ones are, alcohol, drugs, gambling, pornography, shopping.
What is it? What I mean, like, okay, the drugs, I get the chemical reaction to that, and I get that any addiction at some level is some form of chemical, whether it's a dopamine hit or adrenaline or whatever. But how do people get addicted to something like porn? Like, what is it that is an addictive part of that? Because it's like guys like boobs, girls like shoulders, whatever, you know what I mean? But what is it that becomes an addiction? It's
the dopamine rush. They've actually done a lot of studies around the pornography addiction, and they've identified it and sort of compared it with, say, cocaine.
Right.
It's sort of like you're getting hitting the same reward center in your brain. You're hitting, that dopamine rush when that visual attraction.
Yeah.
But also, if someone's into porn, usually there's masturbation associated with that.
Right.
So which sort of is that massive rush.
Yeah.
And whatever you're looking at, you get sort of glued to that. So we're talking.
It's like
about
the imprinting, isn't it?
It's more about neural pathways that are being sort of connected and dug in your brain. So it's highly addictive. It's insatiable. You usually start off with something. It might be soft, and like imprinting now or onset of pornography. Unfortunately, because of the internet, we've got kids as young as prep 7, 6 are being exposed to stuff and being sexually awakened at that age.
Wow.
So it's pretty horrific, and it's pretty horrible the trajectory of someone who gets into that. And a lot of the men that I see in my office, boys, but mainly men, when I work in private practice, just about every second one has got some sort of addiction around that,
I'm not saying it's not a thing. I've never been able to understand, like, for a guy that needs to watch something to, I don't know, how do you say that delicately? Release a load. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of go, okay, fine, I get that. But it's like, we're not chicks. You can't do it. You can't do it straight away again. Like, especially not once you're out of your 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. So you need to do that. Fine. But then how does that go to, like, if you're single and you got to take care of your business or whatever, it's like, okay, but how does that go to that next level of becoming an addiction that's like messing with people's like lives or livelihoods or work, or it's just this overwhelming thing in their head? Like I've never understood how something can progress that far.
It's one choice after another. So you never wake up and say, I'm going to be a sex addict.
Right.
I'm not jumping out, I might be a porn addict today, or I'm just going to totally bury myself in this. So it's one choice after another. And because pornography is so insatiable, like it just wants more. You'll get, if you open that door, you might start off with, say, soft porn or something like that, and then that won't be enough.
Like 6 months later, you're watching Bondage.
It's all about tolerance.
Right.
So there's tolerance with drugs, there's tolerance with alcohol, maybe with gambling as well, that you want more. You want more of a rush. So you're going to be searching for something maybe a bit more deeper, or a bit more out there. Yeah. And there was a documentary that I saw a snippet of. The porn producers, saying that they just can't keep up with the appetite of people out there that are into this stuff.
Yeah.
They've got to keep making more distorted sexual media to gratify people's appetite, because they just want more and more. It'll want more out of you. So so that's how it gets a hold of you. And the reason it starts off that way is because of early imprinting and sexual awakening. However you are awakened sexually, if it's through pornography, that's going to set a bias for you. So even though...
What does that mean?
Your bias is that's my erotic arousal is going to be... If my first experience is around that is what is going to be my go-to.
Are you talking about experiences and even just a visual?
Say visual, visual. If you're just watching pornography, and that becomes, your first sexual arousal is through watching pornography.
Right.
That's going to set a bias for you that's how I'm going to be aroused. And then if you keep going down that trajectory, even after you get married, or there's a lot of men out there that end up with erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Because they can only,
They can only get an erection through watching
pornography,
not from their woman,
not from their wife, or they don't know how to relate to a real person, a real woman, and have a real sexual relationship, because all of their sexual relationships have been solo or through porn. It's solo relationships.
Yeah, right. Is that is that something that's come around more now because of the access to it? Or because I'm sure our first, when we were getting exposed to stuff, would have been like girly mags and whatever else. But it's, that was all that was around back then.
It's certainly, it's a lot. There's the 3 A's they talk about: anonymity.
Right.
So you can be anonymous.
Yeah.
It's accessible, and it's almost free. It's affordable.
Yeah.
So there's 3 things. So you can access it anywhere, and most boys would be probably exposed to it
these days anyway.
I mean, you've got a pocket full of porn in your pocket
with a phone.
With your phone.
Yeah.
Smartphones. They're not not that helpful. And they're exposing a lot of our boys to stuff that's just destructive.
I get to a degree the gambling, because you've got that potential payoff. And I think that's what they must be doing. It's
it's the same thing though.
It's the same thing.
It's the same dopamine rush. It's that adrenaline, that dopamine rush, that sense of I'm going to see something new. I'm going to see something exciting. I'm going to get a fulfillment. The end goal is obviously, and masturbation at the end of it.
There's that logical part of my brain going, boobs haven't changed that much in,
it's
1,000 years.
Boobs and bums, bodies.
That's right. It hasn't changed that much. There's only so many things you can do.
It's that fixation. It's that. Or you can have anybody you want online, can't you? You can have in any shape, any position, or what your wildest fantasies can be sort of fulfilled online.
Yeah.
And you wait until the next wave of, say, AI, which is already upon us now, with having your own artificial AI sort of companion you design that will meet your needs.
Do you think that those kind of fantasies and fetishes and stuff like that have grown more since the access to porn?
No doubt. Yeah. There's no doubt. There's no doubt around that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a prude. It's people talk about get in a little nurse's outfit or whatever. I'm just like, why? You're only going to take it off. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just kind of naughty schoolgirl stuff. I think it was a naughty. I've just gone through and been watching 2.5 Men again, just because the Charlie Sheen documentary and that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's some of the stuff I get, like the drugs you can have that physical chemical addiction to, and the gambling is that cherry, that potential cherry. And even I play lotto every now and then and stuff like that. But You see people just $50. I'm like, fuck, what a waste of time and money. Like, I don't
They're chasing the
understand
dragon, though.
They are, and I get that.
They're chasing the dragon.
I get that, but it's like porn's kind of like, that's never been something that I've been able to comprehend of being addicted to something that's
very
like
much.
that.
Yeah.
And then you have the problem with married couples, which I'm dealing with, and one or the other's got a porn addiction, and like the woman is comparing herself to what he's looking at online, feeling really insecure.
Yeah.
That's really hard for any woman.
Yeah.
And the men,
So
the men
it's
have
just-
got these artificial sort of ideas about what a woman should look like, and so that they've been so ingrained in what they've seen.
You get the bird to turn around and go, well, you don't look like him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
so
all
they're
fantasy.
Built like
all
brick shit
those-
houses.
Well, the other thing is they're expecting these sexual behaviours from their partner.
Oh, yeah.
You know, these
Squealing and carrying on.
whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
That's another
Yeah.
trust issue, of course, you know, that's got to be sorted.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all about the, meeting a need.
Yeah.
And sometimes the guys just go with what's familiar, and they don't. But they've got to learn how to actually. You can come out of that. You can come out of sexual addiction, but you're going to need some help to do that. You're going to have to, need some accountability. You're going to need some new insights, and you're going to have to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to make friends with being bored.
Exactly.
You have to learn.
Yeah.
You're going to have to
Gotta
learn.
get a hobby.
You got to get a hobby. You got to,
Yeah.
what's the straight life have to offer me? That's what you're going to have to answer. It has something to offer you, and depends. Do I want to grow up and be a dirty old man? Because that's where you're heading.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you want to grow up and be a perverted old man,
Yeah.
because that's where pornography just becomes a funnel that becomes more and more grotesque and disgusting.
The more you look at it.
the more you're into it, and the more you want to have that need satisfied. It is insatiable, and but it's breakable. But you've got to want to get out of it. You've got to. So there is ways to get out of it, though, but you're going to need some help.
It's pretty full on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
I'm always curious about stuff when I don't sort of understand it, because I find it fascinating.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
you just go like, I just don't get it. It's like people but people probably look at like some of the stuff that I do and the hours that I do here and go like, you're a lunatic. I don't get it. Like, why don't you just go home? Because there's not that passion and that thing that draws you in to be like, I don't have to push to come here. I've got to.
No.
I'm drawn to
You
it.
have to push to go home.
I have to push to turn off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
there's a
gotta do the
payoff
opposite.
because you get. It's like anything, I'm getting something out of this. Otherwise, you wouldn't keep doing it.
Oh, I get fulfillment out
Yeah,
of this,
that's
even
right.
when I'm not getting paid. Like
Yeah.
I just love doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've said a million times, if I won a shit ton of lotto, I would still be here tomorrow. I just wouldn't do customer stuff anymore. I just do all mine. Like,
I have a
would-
question though. Why haven't you employed someone else to help you?
Up until the end of 2022, I had I was floating around 8 guys.
Yeah. Okay.
I just worked out I'm a shit manager.
Right. Okay.
But for me, moving forward, I've got a pretty clear direction as to where I'm trying to take it all, and doing the builds and keeping it all daily level stuff. Like, I don't want to do a massive $250,000 RAM build. Like, I like my daily stuff and my type of people stuff. Like, I'm not the sort of personality that's going to get around the $200,000-$400,000 customers. Like, they'll get 5 minutes with me and go, this guy's nuts, I'm not spending any money here. I like my level of fabrication and
that's okay.
customers and all that stuff. So it's manageable. I just got to learn how to critique the perspective a bit and understand stuff like, it's not
Self-care.
selfish, it's
Self-care.
self-care. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
You've got it.
That's it.
You've got it.
It's a very
great.
interesting.
You've learned
There
something
you
new.
go.
I have.
That's good.
I have.
Actually,
Well,
that's
I've
your
got
take
one
home.
before we go.
Right.
Speaking of addiction, and obviously coming up very soon, you've got from anyone under the age of 16 and social media is
Yeah.
changing.
I think
take
that's
it-
just got taken back, didn't it?
No,
No, it's still.
yeah.
They haven't reneged on
I
it.
thought,
no.
I thought Chris Foley was.
I know
carrying
there's
on
a
with it.
big world behind it, but from your perspective, I would think you're probably going to have a lot of young customers. When
It's going to be chaos, man, on December 10.
Yeah.
There will be. Yeah. And I'm not
That's
sure.
if the mothers don't collude with them and set up an account for them and do all of that, of course.
Well, I know.
You know.
Well, that's a whole nother legal story.
Yes.
That's,
Yes.
I think,
Because I
about.
heard that I did have a student say that if a parent is supervising, they can still keep their accounts open.
And what parent is going to have time to supervise a kid all
Well, they're
that
not
time?
supervising as we stand now, but
No.
shutting down all of this media, all your Insta, Facebook, Insta really, Snapchat, YouTube, what are they going to do? How are they going to?
The problem is some of these kids have got a lot of followers.
Well, I had a mother.
That's
making
right.
money.
That's right. So
Yeah.
that's another issue.
Yeah.
That's right. So they're going to lose income,
Absolutely.
But only for a couple of years, maybe, or a year.
Well, yeah.
and that's where
they can get back to real
their
life.
parents
Yeah.
may be, maybe they'll be the ones that'll be looking after their accounts or keeping them going. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, because I just think this would be a big one coming mental health because
Yeah,
a lot of people rely on that for certain things. And you look from our period of time when we grew up, like we went out and we interacted with everyone.
Exactly.
And it was a good thing. I hear it on the radio the other night going, like, how we used to have like the blue light lit discos.
Yeah,
We used to go out
those.
That's
to
right.
interact.
The old
Yeah.
under 18 discos.
Yeah, the under
yeah,
18
the old
discos.
blue light disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just things like that. And you're going, well, so you're like, that is good because then you're getting children back to socializing and off online. But the fact that we've had it for so long now, especially that younger generation.
Yeah, that's all they know.
Yeah,
no,
that's
what I
right.
mean. Going, I think your world is going to be very busy. And I think
I think the
Well, I hope
the
so.
government's
I
got no
hope
business.
Working, yeah, like they
I had a
need to
mother
work-
who took her daughter off technology
Yeah.
because she was getting a bad attitude and she'd had enough of it. Plus, she was getting anxiety
But that's
through the
that's
roof.
a parent's right, not
And
a
that's a
government's
parent's right. And I think absolutely good on you. And she took her daughter off it. And the daughter had the biggest hissy fit and she was awful for about a month. After that, she was a different kid.
Yeah, but
Oh,
again,
my gosh.
that's a parent's
She's
right. That's
interacting.
not the government's
Yes.
right to step in and do that.
And I thought, good on her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Like my
again,
daughter-
I've got three kids, but two of them. One is he uses social media to show what he's doing in his sport, and because he's at a bit of a higher level now, he's actually seeing the people that he's friends with aren't from here locally, so he's watching and keeping on top of them interstate and around the world, which is kind of cool. But then you got the other side, which is the younger one who I've just got to sit and be mind numbed by the screen. So there's the two sides of things of by
Yes,
taking
yes.
it away, and
Yes.
which is a good thing, and also some that it's don't need
There's
it
two
taken
sides to
away.
the story, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, my drama with it is, for an example, is Miranda's the same. Like Blake, my young fella, he's just turned 14. My daughter Miranda's about to turn 11. Now he's got a TikTok account because he does his gaming videos and stuff like that. Miranda has a dance account, but her mother manages it. Miranda really has nothing to do with it, but her what she's working towards, what she wants to do with her dance and all the other things that come with that theatrical theatre type thing. Like she's getting endorsements from the, and it's like she's not making money or anything yet, not that I know of, but like she's getting product and bags and all sorts of stuff. And that as that progresses, like because this is something she wants to do,
It's her passion.
it's her passion.
That makes it
So it's like, well, that's not an 11-year-old's account. That's a mother's account. But it's just she's helping her do that. It's like someone.
But she's monitoring it.
But
She's
she's-
supervising her.
Miranda never touches the phone.
Yeah.
She never reads the comments. She doesn't. She makes the videos.
Yeah.
And then Mel does everything else.
Yeah.
Like Miranda doesn't engage with anybody. It's all Mel.
Yeah.
But there's a difference, right, between kids using technology for their passion and their career than just scrolling aimlessly.
doom scrolling.
It's the scrolling that's the problem. Brings anxiety because they compare themselves to this one and that one. That's the problem. If they're using it for their career or something good, well, what's wrong with that?
And that's why the government shouldn't be involved in it.
Well,
It should
parents
come
are
down to
doing their
parents.
job. The
Ultimately,
government
it
wouldn't have
should
to
be.
step in.
That's exactly right.
If
Of
parents
course.
were doing what they should be doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Right, well, we all agree,
okay.
so that's
There you
something.
go. And I've made progress.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Good.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
You still need
Well
more time
done.
off.
Oh, you shut up. Oh, my God. All right. Well,
That was great, Ben.
There you
Thanks
go.
for the opportunity.
Well,
No,
that was good.
Thank you guys
Yeah,
for coming
thank you.
down.
Anytime.
Do you have in your private practice, I don't know, are you allowed to say if people want to reach out, like where they can find you, or can we put it in the link? Or
Yeah, we've got our website, that's lifewisecounselling.com.au. Yeah, they can jump on there. So, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We'll send you a link and
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
I'm only down the road.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
not far away.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think we're going to need to have you back on again, though.
Cool.
I feel like
Yes,
there's
what topic are we going to tackle? There
Well-
are so many we've got. We've got a manual this thick, so
Yeah, right. Well, look, I'm keen. I think
love to.
I think it was that was really cool, and I really appreciate you guys spending your arvo with us.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
And I'd say we'll have you back on again.
Yeah.
sounds good
Thanks,
to me.
Ben.
It was a pleasure to meet you both too.
You
So
too.
thank you again.
And you, thanks for asking us.
Hey, my
You
pleasure.
did well.
Very good. All right, you guys have a good arvo.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Cheers.
Bye, everybody.